right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants.
Come on, fellas.
Ready! Chance, not scared.
Mike. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
What? Go!
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Check. Hey, 58 is a Mike. Go 58.
All right, T, let's check. All right, T.
Go. 58, right over there. Yeah.
Go.
Right there.
Let's go, defense. Our time. This is our time.
Check.
Jackson from the shotgun, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Let's go now.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
I got him. That's me.
Echo.
58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. All day, dog.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at the 43. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So a good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah, baby.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Ready.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Go.
Mike.
Second and 10.
Mike. Yeah. We don't want none.
And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience is early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, keep playing back to football. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, he's still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, Sam off.
Single.
Bravo. Snap.
2nd and 4. It's hauled in by Shepard. Touchdown, Giants.
Touchdown.
Sterling Shepard, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's go off the field.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
58, boys. 58. 58. It's Mike.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight D.
Play action. It's Jackson. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check 49. Check 49.
He'll find Metcalf. There's a nice move. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
It's a gain of 10.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Move. 58, 58, it's Mike.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
61, match box. Check three. Yeah. Switch.
First carry for James Conner. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Let's go, fellas.
4 yards the pickup, first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Check three. Go. Alert three.
Deuce. Hey. Under 10.
Right back to Conner here on first. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Check hot route. Hot.
Hey, alert three.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Giants 7, Seahawks nothing.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Hey, switch gears.
On second down, Conner looking for space. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Let's go.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Watch the screen. Ready.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a second and 11.
At the 18-yard line.
Set, ready.
Mike,
Hit the flag.
Mike 5-5.
Crunch time. Rotate. Bill, he's checking. Hey. Checking. Crash. High seven. Ready, go.
Jackson now. He gets this one to Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Ready?
50 right. Mike 55. Hey, eat. You must be dreaming.
Ball trot.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Rolling to his left. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He opted to go with a scramble. Gets 2 yards, and now it's 4.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And this is Shepard on the catch.
Here we go. Here we go.
Off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
That's another Giants first down. First and 10.
Ready up.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Double tight. Hey, we are.
You're out.
4 down.
Keep grip.
Camara trying the right side.
Check 13. Check 13.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give them 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Ready. 10 Tucson.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. From 21 yards away. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
Mike, 55.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he connects with Vance McDonald.
Jackson's pass.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from. He said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Kill! Extreme! Extreme! Trouble! Check safety! Check safety!
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone, and then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Point after, right down the middle, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Double up, double up, double up. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Great stone. Travel. Don't go. It's in motion. That's Lee. SOS.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Jam. Check 50, check 50. Watch that.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
58's the mic.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Set up.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Hey, lock it. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Hit it.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
You crazy.
Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. The extra point up and good. And it's now 17-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Orbit.
Move. 4 down. Check.
Throwing after the interception. Lawrence got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
Go. Get it.
Check, nickel.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
At their 48-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a second and 3.
It's our time.
Hey. High 7.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54.
Shoot.
Second and 3.
Here we go.
Looking for Shepard deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Bandit.
Big River.
Here's Kamara off the draw. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Trash. Let's go.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Ready, set. Hey, exit.
You got three down, three.
Lightning. Hey, wahoo!
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. He told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Check 24. Check 24. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Shift.
Check. Crunch. No. Off.
The drive will start with Connor. And an alley to run. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. James Conner. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired, too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A big play there for the Giants. 41 yards.
At the 39-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give to Kamara running right. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Hey, Echo.
You can't block me. Let's go.
Look, squeeze.
Number 53, Mike, 53.
Let's go.
2nd and 1.
He's coming. We got double up.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, It's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Yeah, right over 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie.
58, right there. You ain't got nothing. You ain't
Set, go. Off.
58, boy.
22, jet bomber. 22, jet bomber.
Check tight. Bang, 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 bang.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Go.
Man out. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
They go play action with Jackson.
Get him.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player,
They can't
disruptive
stop
in
me out
all
here.
phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Set. 60 yards.
58's the mic. You ain't going nowhere.
Go. He's moving. He's moving, boys. He's moving.
58, right over,
Go.
right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Hey, keep it up.
Leo.
Showing eight. Showing eight.
Shut up.
Here's Jackson on third and long. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. He's got a man complete. 20, 10, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A big play there. 85 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
The point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the end of the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You better talk to your boy.
And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Let's go.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's second and 15.
Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Hit it.
Second and 15.
Crash.
He's going to look deep down the field. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, that turnover might just about do it. Here, fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
They start the drive with Connor, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now, that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
I'm going to come back to you. Yes. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
Play action. Now Jackson. Rolling to his right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Let's go. We got double tight. Double tight.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
No, take it.
They go play action now. Jackson. And the catch made by Johnson. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Kill.
On first down, it's Johnson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
58's the mic.
Hey, get Check 31.
Shift. Watch the shift. Shift.
On second down, it's Connor, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey, you. Smoke.
From the gun, Jackson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Here we go. Hey, Lobo. It's the mic.
Here we go.
Check 26.
Yo.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Come on,
First
fellas.
down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
To my lines deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Six out. Check 6 guys.
Zip, zip. On the ball.
Here's Connor. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Watch the whip. Wide, get wide. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
On second down now. It's Connor, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Hey,
so that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Big river.
Throwing on third and long. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You better be ready.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here we go.
And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Here's Ryan Allen now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And this misses away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. It's taken to the 26. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's Johnson.
Go, 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 hey, run it, run!
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for the Seahawks, it's a nice win to finish off what's been an ugly first half as they move to 2-6. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.